Hey everyone, and welcome back for week 14 of building Air Kit and Lego. Before I begin, I do want to say this is going to be the last Air Kit update video for a while again. And the next few days I leave to go back to school. But I'm very excited to show you guys a 100% completed Imperial Turret. I know a lot of people were excited for me to start working on it, and I'm super happy that it's complete. So by the end of this update video, you will see a fully completed Imperial Turret. As well as I worked a lot more on the landscaping on the two base plates with the Imperial landing pad as well as the scout tower. So can't wait to show you guys all that. The turret did take me a long time to build, so that's why this update video is not on a Friday, but better late than never. So without any further delay, let's jump right into this week's update video. So starting off this week's update video, as you can see, I started laying down tiles all throughout the edges of mostly these two base plates, just so that I know where each of the wall structures are going to be placed. And on January 1st, I made a trip to the Lego store and I purchased two Pick-a-Brick cups, one small one and then one big one. And this big one right here contains a lot of 2x2 and 1x1 filler bricks, as well as the 1x4 coral plates with the studs on the ends, as well as at the very bottom 1x1 studs or 1x1 coral plates as well. So what I'm actually going to be doing first before I start working on the Imperial Turret right over there is I'm going to sort out the coral pieces from this Pick-a-Brick cup. And also in this I also got some 4x8 medium nougat plates, and in a previous Air Kit update video I mentioned that I got 2x6 dark orange plates. So maybe for a future Geonosis mock we'll see, but these colored plates look very nice as well, so that's why I got a few of those in here. So I'm going to go ahead and sort out the coral pieces from this Pick-a-Brick cup. So as I started to sort these pieces, I realized I forgot to mention I also got some of these 2x2 corner round plates in dark red. I don't really need these for anything at the moment, I just thought they looked cool and I could use these pieces in future mocks. Maybe because of the camera lighting it looks like reddish brown, but it's actually dark red, which is really nice. So anyways, I'm going to continue sorting. So I finished sorting through the Pick-a-Brick cup. A lot of these pieces were dirty from the Pick-a-Brick wall, so I put them back in the Pab cup and I'm going to wash them soon. These are not from the cup, those are actually from the bin right over there. And I started working on a lot of the groundwork in this area of this corner base plate where the scout tower is, and I laid down just 3 stormtrooper minifigures because why not. And I just really like how I was able to get the groundwork to randomize a little bit, had some bumps on the ground to make it look more real. And also in the game, like the groundwork or the landscaping in the base is pretty flat, so that's kind of what I'm trying to go for, as well as trying to make it just a little bit bumpy so it's just not all plain and uniform. And I accidentally bumped into the scout tower, so that's why it's destroyed. I started working on the Imperial Turret. Now it's not nearly complete yet, I just wanted to work more on the base of it. So like I said in the previous segment, the base is going to have protrusions on 4 of the 8 ends or sides of the base, and so this is actually how big it's going to be. It may not seem that big only because I haven't really built much of it, but I think as I build upwards it'll look a lot bigger. And just comparing it over here to the bottom base of the scout tower. So the bottom base of the Imperial Turret consists of these hinge bricks that form an octagon shape. And then on 4 of the 8 sides I have these 1x2 slope bricks to create those protrusions that you see on the bottom base of the turret. And I'll actually have a picture of it so you guys can see what I'm going for on the bottom part of the turret. I'm planning on having lights inside this building, and so that's what these Technic bricks are. They're holes for me to put the lights through it, and they're going to be red, so I'm going to have a translucent red piece over there. I'm not sure what, I think it's just a 1x2 translucent red tile that's going to go there. So this is all the progress so far. I'm going to go ahead and continue working on the Imperial Turret. So after about an hour of building and going through the studio file and dissecting it, I finally completed the bottom base of the Imperial Turret. I really like the way it looks so far. A lot of complex angles with the hinge pieces to create the octagon shape. and a lot of 1x2 translucent red plates and tiles, specifically on all 8 sides of the base. It was a difficult process going through the studio file and hiding a bunch of parts in the file to see the interior of the build. This is a very complex build, and the way I designed it, I was going to add lights to it, but I had to make a few modifications to make it structurally sound, and so because of that, it's going to be very, and I mean very difficult to have lights running through this part and also shining through all this over here as well, and that's for all of the sides. And so I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to include lights on the bottom base, which sucks. A friend recommended that I wire lights under the plating, so like take this layer of plates off and wire the lights in there, and I tried that. There's an opening right here, but this portion blocked it, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to do that. But even if I do that, it's getting the wires in these ComicBrix, which I don't know if you guys can see. There's like ComicBrix. I think these layer of plates are hiding it, but there's ComicBrix that I put there to slide the light through it, but I don't think it's gonna work, so we'll see about that. I'm not gonna add lights in this episode, I'm just thinking ahead. So right in the middle of the base, there's this 1x2 jumper plate, which you can kind of see the shadows kind of making it hard to see, but I'm going to have like this giant pillar consisting of 2x2 round bricks, and that'll hold up the head of the Imperial turret. So overall, I really like the shape of it. I think it's going to look really nicely, especially right next to the landing pad and also near the scout tower. I think it's going to look like a really nice building when it's complete. I actually placed it down, and then I realized I need to have the coral landscaping under it so that you don't see inside of it. So I had to take it off, which kind of broke most of it. And so once I was able to figure out where the coral pieces went, I was finally able to put the base in its final position so I don't have to take it off anymore. So that was tricky, but I'm glad I got that over with so I don't have to work on any more underneath the base of this Imperial turret. But this is what the base is looking like. I'm going to go ahead and continue building on the wall panels and also the head of the turret. So this base mainly consists of hinge plates underneath that form this octagon shape. What was really hard was sticking the base onto the actual groundwork, onto this layer of plates, because I was trying to angle it right to get all the sides to look even, and whenever I placed like one side down, the other sides would plop up, but I was finally able to just press it down. So I'm very happy that everything is connected to the plates. So now I'm going to go ahead and work on more of the walls that'll go on all 8 sides, or the panels I guess you can say, and then also the head of the Imperial turret. So here it is, guys. Here is the 100% completed Imperial turret, and man, does this thing look so awesome. It's a few studs taller than the scout tower, and I'm just overall really impressed with how the size is compared to all the other buildings, like the landing pad, the walls, and the scout tower over here. I mentioned a few segments ago that I might include 2, but seeing how big this one is, I think I'm just going to stick with 1. Originally, I was going to have this corner base plate be empty, but I think putting the turret on this base plate right on the corner near those walls and right next to the landing pad is the best place for this. I was kind of thinking about putting it next to the scout tower, but seeing how big it is here and seeing how much space is between these 2 buildings, I knew that it just was going to be a tight fit and overall I think crowd this area of the mock. So originally I said a few segments ago that I might have 2 of these turrets, but considering how big this one is, I think 1 will suffice. This thing just looks so awesome. So diving right into like how I built it, I already mentioned how I built the bottom base of it, but getting these panels to align and have that slight inward slant was really difficult. I had it designed one way, but when I was doing it that way, it just kept falling apart and everything was squishing against each other and pushing against the other panels. So I basically had to rework the entire interior structure to get those panels to fit. So after that, that took about almost an hour, honestly, just trying to figure out the best possible interior structure for this. But after getting it right and after getting the panels to align correctly, it just looks so awesome. And then obviously we have the head of the turret. These are the barrels. These are where the lasers shoot out of. You can see one of the tubes is actually light gray, That one is supposed to be dark gray, but I thought I ordered 2 of these pin connectors in dark bluish gray, but I lost one of them in the order, so I'm gonna have to wait until I can get another one. But in the meantime, I'll stick with this light bluish gray one. So until that comes in, this will have to be final. But overall, I'm not too worried about that. I can get that piece in before I finish this mock. So one of the defining features of the turret's head is the barrels looking like it's going inside the head of the turret, especially with these medium blue structures going inside. I really wanted to capture that effect, and I think it overall did a great job capturing that aspect of the Imperial turret, as well as the grilling technique on the top. That was also a defining feature of the top of the head, and I think overall did a really great job capturing that as well. It consists of tiles and plates on its side using bracket pieces to hold it upwards, and then having that 2x4 tile connect the brackets facing upwards. There wasn't enough reference material for the back of the head, so I had to improvise a lot. But I'm overall very happy with this design. It uses a lot of slope pieces angling down, and then it's flat, and then it curves back down underneath the head. And I really like that effect, and I think it looks really good when you're looking at this turret as a whole. Also, I really wanted to make sure that the head could move just for, I guess, playability. And I'm very happy that I was able to incorporate that aspect into this Imperial turret. It took me quite a long time to design, quite a long time to build as well. But overall, the result could not have been better. So I put a stormtrooper figure next to this Imperial turret so y'all can see just how big it is. And I'm actually thinking that I might even have some, when this mock is done, have some rebel troops attacking the base from this side, running towards that turret. And I think that kind of little battle scene will be really cool to see. And I just overall really love the scale of this. I think scaling is important when it comes to building bases, making sure the buildings don't look too big but also not too small. Just finding the right size is very important, and I think I overall found the perfect size for this Imperial turret. Initially, I thought the head of the turret was big, but after looking at reference materials, the head is quite big, so I think I captured that aspect of the turret very nicely. So this is all the progress I was able to get done during my winter break before I head off back to school. I'm very happy with what I was able to get done, specifically a lot of the landscaping on this side of the mock, as well as working on more of the walls and outlining where they're going to be all throughout the edges of this mock, as well as starting and finishing the Imperial turret. I think this is the biggest highlight that I was able to get done during my break. I also really like the new dark bluish gray color for the landing pad. I think that looks so much better and more accurate, and I can't wait to finish up this mock when I return. Let me just give you guys one more view of this Imperial turret. I really like how you see the Marauder and 2 of the TIE fighters right behind it. I just overall am very happy with the way this turret turned out to be. So this is going to conclude this week's update video. Let's go ahead and close out this video. So this is going to conclude week 14 of building Air Kit and Lego. I'm super happy with the progress I was able to make in this week's segment. It took quite a long time to complete that Imperial turret, a lot of editing, trial and error, and overall just reworking a few things that I designed in the studio file. But overall, I'm very happy with the way it looks, and seeing it in the mock near the landing pad in the scout tower, it just looks awesome. Again, scaling was very important, and I feel like I nailed that. So let me know down in the comments what you think of my Imperial turret as well as the mock overall. Again, this is going to be the last update video before I leave to go back to school. So Air Kit will be taking a long break again, but don't worry, when I come back, it'll be back and better than ever. I'm just overall really happy with the progress that I was able to make ever since I came home. A few days after I came home, I took a break, and then I was like, okay, let's get right into it, and I feel like I just got so much done during this break, and I'm very happy with that. That was also one of my goals before 2021 concluded. So in the future, I plan to design at least one more building, and most likely will be an Imperial Barracks right in that area, right next to the Imperial landing pad. And then also I want to complete the landscaping around all 4 base plates, and then the mock will most likely be complete. So those are my plans moving forward in the future with this MOC. So this is going to wrap up this update video. So thank you guys so much for watching, and if you like what I do, go ahead and subscribe and click the bell icon so you won't miss out on any future videos, and I'll see y'all in the next video.